It's going to take some time, but they'd like him to clunk a couple early.
Thanks to McDonald's, Triple M Rock, Saturday afternoon football at the Coliseum, the MCG. Umpire to bounce the footy, here's Dennis Cometti.
Opening bounce then, Marriage goes against Minson. Similar types of ruckman, tap down, taken by Miles. He's immediately tackled and the umpire calls for it again. The umpires this afternoon, Bannister, Stevens and McInerney. Just for your prejudices. There's the ball, tossed up, knocked down by Marriage, taken by Martin, kicks it down towards half forward. Lloyd's in front, edged out of it, Wood fisted away towards the boundary. And it runs out of bounds in front of Bob Murphy. It's a beautiful sunny day in Melbourne at the MCG, handy crowd too. And as Jim said, this is a game that has a feel about it as a one that could go either way.
It is Martin and Bontempelli at the moment. Martin got the clearance.
They've flipped over two guys. Talia has Rewalt now.
It's Minson to the front. Martin with his second touch. Handball on the up, broken up by Wallace, who goes back and hunts it hard at ground level. Dalhouse with a little squaring ball. Minson has to park himself under it. Has it fisted away. Lloyd, a bit of this way and that way, and then handballs to Grigg, who was being tackled as he received the footy. Underground for Martin, didn't work. Boyd held. It doesn't get a free. Richmond tumble it inside 50. Talia hits up at the ball, gets the handball away to Wood. And now, at the back, Murphy's able to control and distribute wide to Spindleshanks. The ball didn't bounce for the Shanks. And it goes out in front of Jared Grant to be thrown in. About 48 out from Richmond's punt road end.
He's reinvented Spindle as a midfielder. He's playing up on the wing at the moment, try and get the best out of his ability.
Boundary throw in just inside the 50 then. Richmond going to the punt road end. Minson goes up and thumps it forward. Gains about 15 metres. It goes out of bounds again.
Wallace has gone to Miles. At the moment, Trent Cotchin is a player who's pretty much been left to his own devices.
In front, Marriage at the boundary throw in. Minson reaches over the top. Bontempelli, a bit of a fumble, goes after the football. Martin goes after him. Martin's got it, digs it out, gives it to Miles. Miles does well. Hand passes across to Batchelor in the shadows. He kicks inside the forward 50, where it promptly bounces out of bounds. And we'll have a throw in about 30 metres around from the left-hand behind post.
Maybe Wallace goes to Cotchin now.
Yeah, I think they've swapped over just for that stoppage, goes. He was trying to break the tag, Cotchin, I think.
Yep. So not a lot of open footy early doors. On the ground again. Miles goes and gets it. Football kept in. Bouncing over the top of the approaching Richmond player enables Boyd to come in. And he gets it off to Roughhead. Took a long time to release the footy wide to McRae's a good player. Keeps his feet and focuses on the footy brilliantly. Back to Talia. Off a step, Talia down the line. Flostone at the back. Good mark at the front. Pickin.
Great mark.
Hard running from Wallace.
Pickin goes inboard straight away, but straight into the guts of Rance.
Rance plays on immediately. Slips a hand pass away to Chaplin. Chaplin across half back to Rance, to Chaplin again. And now the short pass comes outside the 50 without conviction. Trying to pick it up down there was Hunt. Rance comes again, cleans up the mess. Hand passes to Batchelor. Batchelor sweeps a hand pass intended for Hooley, wide of the mark. All Bulldogs around the footy, grabbed by Wood. Goes back to Grant. Grant is on the wing. Clever kick. Jong's got it now. Short one is on to Dalhouse. He ignores that. No, he doesn't. He goes very late to Dalhouse. Made him work. Arriving just a step late there was Grigg and knocked him to the ground. So Dalhouse has the ball right half forward for the Bulldogs.
Well, this is good from Richmond. They want a free wheel, the Bulldogs, and they're holding him up.
Long ball forward. Boyd can't get his arms clear. Wallace held, was he, by Cotchin? No free. Dogs fans wanted it. Pickin hovering over the top now. Umpire blows it dead, 30 out.
It's good play from Boyd. That's all he needs to do. We want him to clunk a couple, but if he can't do that, just bring the ball down for his half forwards.
Matthew Boyd across half back for the Western Bulldogs. He's got Grigg. Grigg goes to the ball. He's loose.
Morris, just Ellis it was, had to hack it up high. Honeychurch comes in. Yeah. Takes a nice chest mark, 40 out.
Worst kick in AFL footy in the modern era is that kick. Under pressure in the back half, just whacking it on your boot. You're going to kick to an outnumbered situation.
Now this young man, Mitch Honeychurch, only 176 centimetres. That's sort of Chua size. That is a talented young package.
Chua?
From Vermont, the Eastern Under-18s, only playing his 5th game. 2 goals he has in his career. Right behind this kick to the city end. Honeychurch has stuck it out to the right. Might have shaved the post, but it was going the wrong side of it anyway. 1 point Dogs. Richmond haven't scored. Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Hooley kicks into McIntosh. Made such an impression 9 days ago, but kicks into the man on the mark this time. Well done, Honeychurch. Working hard on the mark. Keeps it in. Not the best policy, I wouldn't have thought. Hand passes to Wallace, and then it spills out of bounds where it would have gone out of bounds originally. And we'll have a throw in. So an interesting start. The Dogs up by a point. And looking at Ellis running with McRae, that's a salivating duel. That should be a beauty. Although, as I speak, McRae's come off him and gets a loose ball. McRae sends it down towards full forward. In front is Rance, off hands. Chaplin was in that pack too. Pulls to Cramry. Wallace takes a hand pass. Has a shot at goal. Bounces down towards the pocket. Strong tackle by Hooley. Ball up.
Not sure whether Cramry could have got the ball onto his bird himself there. He made a mistake playing team footy, giving the ball to Wallace, but just had enough time to snap that ball there, Cramry. Because Wallace was always going to be under the punt.
Ball up deep in the pocket, City end. Minson slaps it back straight to Grigg, taken by Bontempelli. He puts ball to boot and it's out of play.
Well, this is where the Bulldogs were terrific last week, being able to hold the ball in there, and actually 3 or 4 goals were scored from forward 50 clearances.
You've got 36 players, Spud, in about 1/8 of this ground. All 36 of them.
Direct contrast to last night. 6 minutes last night, 8 goals had been kicked.
Yeah.
Just a point here. Dixon just hoisted high and long, top of the square. Bit of a wrestle, 3 or 4 in it. Rance peeled off. Chaplin took the footy and then was dispossessed. And a free kick's been picked out. And I think it's going to the Dogs. For a holding advantage. Paid sausage to little Honeychurch.
The little fella.
Little honey badger.
None of us quite knew what the bloody hell was going on, but the Church wandered in. And he's got the first. In fact,
another one early.
Just go into Hutchie's mob and pinch it during the Admiral.
There is a couple of spare ones up the back.
Bulldogs by 7. Marriage goes up. Planning the perfect crime back there. Grabbed by Newman, kicks it down towards half forward. Big leap by Morris, couldn't hang on. Lloyd did well, gets a hand pass to Martin, comes through hard. Clever kick. Well, Griffiths gets on the end of it.
This bloke can kick a country mile, so go back and kick the goal. But the Martin Bontempelli is a really interesting matchup, and clearly they both know that the players aren't going to be super defensive on one another. But right now it's Dustin Martin who's had 4 possessions, a tackle and an inside 50.
Griffiths, powerful leg, goes about 10 rows back but misses to the right hand side. But at 3 goals in that Thursday night season's opener against Carlton. First score for the Tigers.
Well, they're bad chairs, Luke.
Bob Murphy to bring him in. No circular table either. We're battling at the minute in the Triple M boxes. Spindleshanks tried to fly from about 8 deep. Jong picked it up, got taken in a tackle, released to Cramry. Long thumping handball, good to McRae. Further by hand to Wallace. Wallace has got the little honey badger coming at him and slapped away by Big Rancy. Who says, "I'm twice your size, you little pygmy." And just bashed it out of his hands. It'll be thrown in half forward here for the Dogs.
McRae, interesting. Ellis hasn't come across this side with him at the moment, then, so he's just finding a bit of room.
Disappointing.
Marriage to the back. Ellis overran it. Martin's been good. Flostone picked it up and then was dispossessed. Good work, Bontempelli. Putting some real heat on. Picking as well, that's all he ever does. And Morris involved. It's going to be thrown up. 60 from home, Dogs to the City end.
Cool, good one-on-one footy at the moment. Really just lots of one-on-one matchups all over the field.
Marriage slaps it down. Bontempelli's over the football. Tackle. Gets boot to ball. Slides across the front of goal. Dixon runs onto it. Dixon did well to keep his balance, then lost the footy. McIntosh, a hand pass across towards support. Flostone. He's going to get a free held without it. Fitting grabbed him.
Fitting.
It's got to be 50. It's silly.
Stupid.
They'll take them inside the centre square.
Cramry was the one that got the ball. He heard the whistle.
4 disposals, 2 clearances for Dustin Martin at the moment. This is Richmond forwards to see what sort of separation they can get at the moment from their defenders. They've been inside, they've had enough in there, but haven't been able to get a real clear shot.
Flostone comes across the ground. Good kick as it turned out. Newman takes the mark, plays on immediately. Searching kick inside the forward 50. Roughhead comes to the pack. It falls off hands. Opportunity down there for Lambert. Gave a hand pass back towards Griffiths. And that's a shocker. Out of bounds on the full. Remonstrates there with Ellis, who thought a hand pass was the best procedure.
This is the point with Ben Griffiths. He had 2 gilt-edged opportunities to hit the scoreboard and he's missed both of them.
Matty Boyd, low ball for Dixon. Did well. Dixon should get a free from that. Didn't. Not going to matter because McRae's able to pick it up. He's racking up possessions. Back to Matty Boyd. Left foot ball down the line from Boyd. He's good to Picken. Started nicely here, the Dogs. Picken. Long ball inside 50. Some holding on Tom Boyd. Not paid. Rance, a very good defender. Taken in a double tackle. A real basher. And it's going to be thrown up 30 from home, City end.
It's a magnificent play again. I thought he was held on to as well, JB. Rance all over Boyd there, but a great tackle to keep the ball inside their forward 50, the Bullies.
Griffith doing the rucking, beaten that time by Cordy, tapped it down behind the pack, it spills wide, taken by Hooley. Strong tackle got him down, well done by Picken. And another baller.
11-6 the tackles for the Bulldogs.
And in the forward half, Gary, 7-1 the Bulldogs' way.
I was just going to say that, sure.
Bright sunny day, two Melbourne teams. This is how we like it at the MCG. Bontempelli grabs it, kicks it down towards full forward, and the mark is taken by Newman.
Former skipper, the veteran, going with a real sort of shaven side look, Newey.
Sort of mayonnaise off Officer Gentleman
Yeah,
style.
it is, and I'm not sure it works for him either. He's too old for that, Gary. Handball forward to Morris. He just goes long down the line. Good work there by Talia to get back and hold his defensive position. Now he's beset upon by Revolt. 4 or 5 pile in on top. A nice communal drawing for the young man Talia, who'll get up and know all about it.
Jack did a good job in just keeping that footy under there. It was trying to get out and he just locked it under. I thought he was unlucky not to get one.
I thought he was violated, I think. He looked back over his shoulder. It wasn't a teammate. There goes Ellis. Opportunity now picked up. Well done by Hunt. Gets a hand pass to Martin. Created his own space to McIntosh to Cochin. Now it comes to Grimes. Advantage is played. Grimes lines up and kicks a beauty and scores a level. Terrific stuff. Good running.
Importantly, is he wasted a disposal, Martin?
He's going at 80% efficiency, 100% by foot.
Yeah.
1-1-7 apiece. Young callers learning the caper, Gary. Just get that last 25 seconds. D-Committee elite.
Yes.
Cordy down to Wallace. Around the body from that young man. Stringer hits up, can't take it. Dalhouse arm claimed. And he'll get a free. Handball off. Stringer again. Inside 50 he goes. It's not a great kick. Chaplin goes with 2 fists. Could have taken the mark in the end. Conceded by Newman sensibly for a behind. 1-2 to 1-1. Dogs by a point. Triple M Harvey Norman score.
Yeah, he looked really uncomfortable there on Minson there, Chaplin, on that occasion. Got away with one there, Richmond.
Newman to bring it in. Goes very short. Batchelor standing beside the behind post takes the mark. Shadows creeping across the G. Beautiful afternoon sunshine though. And the black shorts, the Tigers, look impressive as the ball comes short of half back. Knocked forward there by a Western Bulldog in Cordy. It's going to be a free kick to the man who was standing his ground in front of the pack, and that's Cochin. They just descended on him. Cochin was taken high. So in two minds now. He's looking back for somewhere short to go. Just pops it over the man on the mark instead. Found Lloyd. Back to Cochin. Short one to Martin. Very important so far. Cochin goes directly across the ground. Rance will take it, and I reckon he'll take on Boyd here. No, Boyd could get across there and stifle him to a certain extent. That was good enough. Great mark on the outer side though. Taken by McIntosh from the long Rance kick. He spotted it to Lambert. Lambert comes in short. A chance down there for Jack. Had it thumped away and the ball goes out of bounds. Well played by Dalhouse. We've got a boundary throw in.
Nearly the perfect play other than that last kick. It was a really good switch to defence from Rance. Great play there. Boyd just has to be aware of Rance. His counter-attacks really improved Rance, but
what about McIntosh? Looks like a Brownlow medalist.
Yeah. Get to you in a second, Howie. Marriage at the back with Cordy. Ball on the ground, picked up by Ellis. Left foot, Pinger. He's going to miss. In fact, missed a lot. Out of bounds on the full. It hit the behind post. Howie.
Some concerns about Matty Boyd. Just has a bit of a left calf issue. Getting some work done by the physios. The physios have said to the footy department, just give us a few minutes to sort this one out.
Howie and Doc Rowan White on the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts. It's 1-2 to 1-1. Dogs by a point.
McIntosh has already had 5, JB.
Tight encounter. This is Camden, of course, the Pinjarra boy from last week, the NAB Rising Star, to the back, and the ball's going to trickle out in front of Batchelor to be thrown in on the wing half forward for the Tigers.
This is where the Bulldogs have to be defensive at the stoppages because Minson's gone forward, Boyd off. It's got Ace Cordy versus Bigger Varn, so look for a strength advantage here for Richmond in the ruck.
Great southern stand side of the ground. Marich and Cordy, and Cordy gives away a free exactly on cue, Spud.
That's what happens, Spuddy boys. All over it. Martin's now forward. Murphy goes to pick him up.
So Marich on the outer side decides to go all the way back and finds Rance just inside the centre square now.
Well, the uncontested marks at the moment from a Richmond point of view with 12-4, two-man.
Spot on, Gary.
Rance to Batchelor. Releases him to space. Awkward kick. Martin or rather Newman needed to take that mark, and he did, diving forward. Now he goes short. Chaplin just pushing up slowly.
They've got to tighten up the Western Bulldogs' den. I mean, it's not disastrous at the moment, but too much space.
Miles finds more of it, turns around, needs to be careful. Honeychurch having a good game, descended on him, tackle, jarred the ball loose, advantages played. Hand pass from Jong, got it across to Murphy to Dalhouse. One too many perhaps, no, Jong with strength. Broke through a tackle, vacant square, kicks long, summed it up pretty well, it runs on, getting back his Rance, and he taps it across the line.
Well, Rance, the kick had to be better to Stringer on that occasion.
Oh, Jong missed a trick.
Yeah, he did.
He summed it up then right until...
Broken up by Spindle-Shanks. Spindle from 48 has missed. And Tommy Boyd, top of the square, saying, my chopped liver. 1-4 now to 1-1. 3-point lead to the Dogs. Sorry, Gaz, keep going.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Righto.
Oh, no, Jong, he slaughtered
Jong,
it.
he
I mean, he did everything on a rebound and just had to hit Stringer. And even then, they could have lowered their eyes and hit Boyd.
Flostone straight down the ground. It's going to be broken up by Talia. Not sure there was a free there.
No.
You're allowed to spoil the footy, aren't you?
Take advantage. They've got to go fast because the Bulldogs have been very slow to pick up.
Lloyd got the free kick, hand passes to Martin, telling kick across the ground. Griggs got it now, looks inside the forward 50, high ball. Minson in best position, dropped the mark, uncontested, found it on the ground. Hand passes to Morris, that's holding the football surely. Lambert fires a hand pass across towards a teammate and Miles. He steps down towards goal. Ellis trying to reach over the top of Johannesson. Off hands and a minor score. Richmond creep closer, 2 points the margin.
Well, that's a bad miss by that umpire. He had opportunity, didn't dispose of it correctly.
Minson, that's better from the big man. Took a good mark. Hands off to McRae. McRae, bad kick for Boyd. It covered him, but Flostone. There's been some funny officiating in this game.
Tinny Touchwood, JB.
I agree with you, Spud. Martin dropped a mark he should have taken on the logo. Then thumps a handball wide to McIntosh. McIntosh, long inside 50, one-on-one with Murphy at the back. It's Morris, in fact it was Ellis, but Murphy was good enough to go back and find it.
Murphy.
Good Shepherd from Talia, gives him a little bit of room to move. Handball further afield to Honeychurch and they're away.
Cordy long.
Honeychurch has been impressive so far, has a bounce, little chip. Stringer's in front, strong hands. That was a good mark.
He's just got to go a bit slower now because down the line Richmond are outnumbered.
Goes very short. Close to the interchange gates. Bontempelli takes the mark.
Last two inside 50s for Richmond. They've missed targets badly. Griffiths on a really good lead and Rebold on a good lead.
Bontempelli, not a particularly good kick. Cramry was up, got hands to it, couldn't hang on. Rance does very well. She's a good player, Rance. To Greg, to Cochin. Cochin tackle, back to Greg. Greg kicks it up towards the wing. Talia from behind. Griffiths is too tall. He has the canny knack of getting up there and marking the ball at its highest point.
Go quick.
He's got Rebold one-on-one.
He moves it now. Oh, not a good kick though. It wanders down towards Revolt. The Sun a problem. Roughhead steps in front of him, took the mark. Hand passes to Morris. Looks up, nothing to go to. Hand passes back to Roughhead. Roughhead is short one. Just got there. McRae. He'll spot a man across the ground. Well done. Alongside the centre circles and breaking away. This is Wood.
Easton Wood streams inside 50. Long ball. Dixon at the back. Shepherds it. And then Sausage off the deck. Nice result for the Dogs. Bit of reward for effort. 2-4, 16-1.
So I think both sides could get greater reward on the scoreboard if they're a bit more judicious when they went inside 50.
Harvey Norman scoreboard. Home appliances, big brands, bigger value. It is 2-4, 16 Dogs, 1-2-8 Richmond.
Minson taps it down. Marich dives after the football. McRae's over it. Couldn't get it out of there. Lambert got boot to ball. It didn't go anywhere. Bontempelli pushed off a kick. Hard work in there. Comes back to Bontempelli. Scrambles a kick down towards half forward. Ace Cordy locked up with Chaplin. Spills in front. Jong had it momentarily. In goes Cordy again. In goes Wallace. Tried to get through. Couldn't. He was stopped. Goes back into the fray. We've got a whistle. A lot of hard work there for little return for players at both sides. It'll be tossed up just inside that centre square.
51% kicking efficiency, the Dogs at the moment. So they're missing 1 in 2 kicks.
Free kick is going to go Richmond's way out of the ruck exchange. Big Ivan Marich at halfback. Short one is okay to Miles. True centre halfback. As they go to the punt road end, the Tigers, he sticks it wide. Out in front of Batchelor, the bounce wasn't great. Allowing Crammery to come in. He won't want to keep it in and he doesn't. It goes out of play.
Just some leading ball winners for Richmond. 8 to Martin, 7 to McIntosh, and for the Bulldogs, 7 to McRae, 6 to Wallace.
Yeah, well, McRae and Ellis have found themselves on and off each other. Ellis has only had the 2 possessions. He's got Jong at the moment.
Boundary throw in on the outer side then. Minson, but first hand to it, falls behind. Cochin hurriedly sends a high ball inside the forward 50. Jack very high, got hands to it. Rebold didn't hang on. Lambert slips a hand pass away to a man who was very hot, but the tackle was high on Pettit, and just a step in from the boundary. He started his interchange player this afternoon, late inclusion.
I don't like that free kick.
Nothing in that free kick whatsoever goes on the Chemist Warehouse.
Centering ball from Pettit. Up goes Morris. Couldn't complete the mark. In goes Bontempelli. Couldn't do much with it. Cochin twisting, turning, quick hands, but to no one in particular. Jong grabs it, kicks it to midfield where it's all the Tigers, but the ball barracks for the Dogs, at least momentarily. Chaplin got back, hand passes to Batchelor.
Batchelor swings it wide, looking for Ellis. It's broken up in the air by Johannesson. Good pick up, Grimes. Back to Ellis, who got some nice body heat on. Chance here for the Dogs. Dalhouse, a little fumble. Goes back and finds it to Easton Wood. He goes looking for Dixon and or Cremery. Keep your feet in this exchange. Through comes Stringer. Nice class and movement from this man. Just dodging and weaving. Nowhere to go. He squares it back to Dixon. Pick up on the half volley. Pretty good. Dixon around the body inside 50. Bouncing ball. Someone's got to come at the footy. Eventually, it was the Tigers who did so, and Morris and Ellis exchange handballs.
Ellis comes away then, forced to kick with his left foot up towards the wing. Honeychurch read it well in flight, plays on. He took the mark. Terrible kick, though, bounces across to Minson. Now Bontempelli runs to space. Wallace is free, and Wallace gets on the end of a beautiful kick from Bontempelli.
Spud, we just saw, I reckon, 5 hacked balls that you would think there was something wrong with the ball. Then it gets in the hands of the bloke who can use it, and it's as good a kick going inside 50 as you can hope. That's been the stark, obvious thing for me, for both sides, to be honest, is they've been able to find the right target going inside.
Important kick, this one too. The margin currently at 8 points. If he gets it, 14. And that's handy.
Likes it.
Yeah, low scoring game, and the Bulldogs get their third. Wallace puts it through. So checking the score on the trip.
They've absolutely slaughtered it by foot. They've been inside 51 less times, yet they lead by 14 points.
Back in the middle. Just waiting was Minson. Got it to Picken. Picken coughed it up to Miles. Miles the handball wide, and it's now in the hands of Cochin. And Cochin to half forward, looking for Revolt behind Talia. The ball gets past both of them. Revolt goes back and cleverly traps the footy. Back to Pettard, outside 50, just hoists it high. Lots of players will challenge this in the air. Revolt back with the flight, couldn't take it. Ground level, Lloyd unable to. Good hands. Really good hands from Murphy. And a squaring kick's good for Minson.
Finds himself in the back pocket now. His side leading 22-8. Minson short of the wing. On the lead is Stringer. Awkward half volley. Hits him on the shin and bounces out of bounds.
I think Basher Hurley's on the bench now, but he hasn't had a disposal. Last week goes 21 disposals, 9 running bounces. Yeah. Dalhouse and Jong have been the guys putting double team into him, so Luke Beveridge doesn't want Hurley off the chain.
Boundary throw in. Griffiths knocks it down, taken high as Martin. He'll get the free kick.
This is the kick now. I think the Western Bulldog defence has done very nicely early.
Plays on, kicks it across the ground. Well, he's found a teammate and Pettit on the far side. He didn't even look. Now, he must have assessed that before he got the ball given to him, because Pettit had slipped about 15 metres behind the group on the far side, and Martin virtually snap-kicked it his way.
Well, we saw Bontempelli's kick. That was just as good as Martin, but Easton Wood needs to have a look around, because Pettard just led straight past him. It's okay to guard some space, but you must be aware where your direct opponent is.
So, should kick this. Getting a reprieve at selection late, and hangs this one way out to the right. So a minor score when they needed a goal. Approaching quarter time, the Tigers are 1-3 and the Western Bulldogs 3-4 on the Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Matty Boyd to bring it in for the Dogs. Former skipper.
Sure, I'd have him.
No, I'm about to say, guess. Not where you want him. No. He goes to Marriage, who had a couple of opponents to beat. Talia's been impressive. To McRae. Over the top, Wallace has got to run onto the footy. So does Dalhouse. They both find a way to cough it up. Chaplin came in, gave it to McIntosh. A spin out of there and then taken in a tackle. Just released the footy. Inside 50 now, Lloyd for the Tigers. Good smother, Murphy. And then confronted, gets a handball off to Picken. Lloyd was good too. Nice in tight pressure. Footy out of play, 51 from home, punt road end.
They're holding up well, the Western Bulldogs. From the centre back, they've been pretty composed.
Boundary throw in. Right on the arc with the 50 meets the boundary. Left half forward for the Tigers. Knocked down by Marriage. Again picked up by McRae. Good hands. Got it to Jong. Kicks it up towards the wing. Fickle bounce there for Chaplin. Lurking behind was Rance. Cordy, too nimble for Rance. Did brilliantly. Honeychurch liked his first term. Kicks it down towards half forward. 2-on-1. Favours the Tigers. Off hands though. It's taken by Picken. No one inside that forward 50. Great chase. Ran him down by the veteran. Newman got him right on the 50. Ball spilt out. They've taken advantage. Batchelor pulls away from half back. Kicks inside the centre square. Marriage and Minson, a couple of dinosaurs. Marriage won that, and now they're running. Munn's got the footy. Got it from Greg. Couple of bounces. Runs inside the 50. Needs to kick a goal, and he has.
Yeah, that's a good goal.
Well done by the Tigers. Great chase by Newman. Western Bulldogs Triple M, Harvey Norman scoreboard inside the last minute of the term for Bob James Seamarts. Here's Howard.
Nick Fostone has just limped down into the rooms. It looked like a left ankle injury, so he wasn't putting much weight on it, so he's down the rooms. He'll get it restrapped and come up and do a fitness test shortly.
Well, he's the man at the moment, Martin, JB. He's had 11 disposals, kicking effectiveness going at 100%, and he's now moving into the forward half. So,
I love that. I love it when a coach can make a call like that with Bontempelli, because straight away they've got to react, the Western Bulldogs. And he had a poor game last week, Dusty. He's bounced back.
Around the grounds, please, Chua. Canberra.
Early stages into the first quarter. No score to either side between the Giants and Melbourne.
McRae to Bontempelli. Long, raking left foot ball. Has a ping at the City end goals and dragged it badly to the right. Behind 3-5-23, 2-3-15. And the Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. Kick in from Basher Hooley to himself, and then he goes long down the line. Marriage one out with Cordy. And a holding free kick is going to go Richmond's way.
30 seconds on the clock.
Time enough. Marriage goes short to Grimes, who's kicked a goal in this quarter, and they've been scarce for the Tigers. That was a good strong mark, Grimes. In two minds though, eventually gets it off to Hooley. Hooley on the wing, kicks it down towards half forward. Going back is Lloyd, will judge mark. Hard against the boundary.
Got enough time, needs to move it quick now, though.
13 seconds of playing time. Centering ball wasn't long enough. Is there time for the Dogs? Hand passes come from Honeychurch, taken by Murphy. Murphy goes down towards half forward. Half volleyed by Stringer. There's the siren. He didn't kick it in time, and this ball just runs harmlessly down towards the goals and out of bounds as it turns out. Quarter time. Enjoyed that. The Western Bulldogs 3-5-23. Richmond to 2-3-15. The McDonald's Triple M rocks football.